Hello everyone, and this is Crota giving you a Game 4 in a series that has been entertaining, to say the least, between MVP's Keen versus Twilight for you. Game 4 taking place here on Shattered Temple. Now, this will be my last cast before the holidays. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break, and I was thinking, how could I end, or what could I talk about? I don't normally do a lot of talking about my personal life or anything like that. And what I could close with, I do occasionally do those, season screening videos. But I thought I would, since this is StarCraft, I want to make this StarCraft related, and well. Anyways, getting to the point and to the topic, since there's not much going to be going on in the early play, I was thinking back to the most memorable games that I cast for 2011, and it has definitely got to be the final game in my Clan War Invitational. If you guys did not see it, the Clan War Invitational, go ahead and look on my channel. It's a game 5 in a series with Sen. It's on Shakura's Plateau. So I think if you search Clan War Sen on my channel, you should be able to find it. Take a look, watch that game. That is perhaps one of the best games. I'll put a link in the description as well. And that's my favorite game of 2011. Just because it was part of my finals, it was part of my tournament. I fronted $2,500 for the series, and the games were good, but nothing too exciting up until that game, and that game was just absolutely blew my mind in terms of Zerg versus Protoss, and and how great of a player Sen was. Sen at the time was part of Fnatic. Anyways, let's get into this game here as we see Keen spawning down over here at the 6 o'clock position. He does not have any gas yet, so it looks like he will be going into a double gas build after a command center is placed down, as that's most likely the strategy he will be opening up with. Meanwhile, back over here, Twilight for you, opening up with an assimilator, a cybernetics core already being built, halfway done. A zealot will be coming out and trying to chase down that SCV in just a moment. Now, we'll see what's going to go down here, as a Marine with a probe is going to Marine with an SCV going to chase down the probe. It does get taken down. And Keen already opting to go for a low ground expansion at the 19 mark with the SCVs and building it at the expansion location. That means he will need to get some bunkers down over here to offer himself some protection. And then he also has to worry about the tech advantage that Twilight has. Twilight, currently running off of one assimilator, is going to be going for a Nexus of his own. So he doesn't have to worry too much about Keen doesn't have to worry too much about, say, Colossi, since he didn't see that second assimilator. Second assimilator now being warped in, but that is some gas time has been lost, as a probe now returns back home to try to do a bit of scouting. Sentries are being added, so this was a one base sentry expansion, I guess, or no, this was a much more one gas expand. And now trying to get up a decent army, knowing that he cannot really put any pressure down. We are going into that quad Rax build, and still without any refineries. This is rather strange. No refineries. It means it's going to be mass Marines. And now the sentries and a probe. SCV is going to be able to sneak by. It's going to catch sight of that Nexus now warping in, and now just try to make its way up the ramp. A quick sentry. Simply passes the SCV by there. 22 hit points. The sentry, or the SCV, is still able to wander around, as we are getting a second gateway in the backside of the base. Not chrono boosting out probes for some strange reason. 26 probes versus 23 SCVs. Now, the additional gateways have been built off to the side as well. Twilight for you, apparently not thinking about trying to take down these destructible rocks anytime soon, as the Nexus at the natural expansion has been completed. Now, the Marines are able to push in and get in a lot of damage onto those sentries, so 5 Marines pushing in and getting a lot of damage, and this is really a situation as Twilight now going to fight and focus down Marines. A couple probes will get taken down here, as the Marines are trying to go after the sentries, which are the expensive units, but out comes a Stalker as well. So a Stalker able to come into position and chase down the last Marine. Some workers were killed, and taking a look at the losses, is it about even 300 to 300. But luckily that warp gate tech completed just in time to warp in a Stalker on the far side. Bunkers now being added in order to defend against what would be a rather large attack. One Stalker now making its way over, gonna catch some Marines, and now perhaps get some damage here as the Marines gonna hide off in the fog of war. The Stalkers now gonna once again try to push. They do see the Marines dancing back and forth. Sentries are now pushing their way in. And what is going to happen as those... Oh, here comes the battle, here comes the engagement, and there are a lot of sentries. The sentries do not have superior range. They do not have superior movement speed, as two Stalkers are now going to get some easy damage onto this unit here. Oh, Twilight able to slip away with that one Stalker. Greatly played there. And now the rest of the units... Oh, not even one Stalker going to get lost. Twilight with an amazing micro in that battle. 36 probes, 35 SCVs. It looks like this is going to be a delayed 4-gate. Normally you see 6 gates, as Marines are now making their way across the field once again. Marauders, there's a lot of bunkers that they can dance around. This Zealot is going to run into a group of Marines. This is just absolutely... Thank you, Sandwich Hero. I'm going to go ahead and close that, as we now see the Marines making their way off to the north. And now, in comes the Guardian Shields. In comes the attack. The Stalkers going to battle it up against the bunkers. There's the Force Fields. Are we going to get enough Force Fields to prevent the repairing? It doesn't look like it. Badly placed Force Fields, as a group of Marines are going to go unchallenged inside the base. Stalkers now attempting to engage. Zealots now going to engage. The probes need to attack, and they are going to attack back there, finishing off many of those units. But it looks like Keen has really been dealing the majority of the damage and playing it very smart, dealing damage while with very small groups of units, while Twilight with a large group of units outside his opponent's base, unable to really do anything else. SCVs are all on the far side. They are going to try to repair that bunker there. As we see Stalkers, Sentries, there are a decent number of Sentries in this group, but not enough energy just quite yet. Zealot now running past the Zonaga Tower here, as the Stalkers are now going to be pushing in. However, one Marauder inside that bunker, range of 7, a bit too much damage to be had, as a Marauder now on the high ground, keeping sight of any of those units if they try to come in. Now, currently sitting at 81 food compared to 87. Harvester count 31 compared to 48. A much larger army by Twilight. But these bunkers and these SCVs are gonna definitely cause problems. Now, at this stage in the game, I believe Keen has the advantage. He has the stronger macro. He's going to be able to produce more units. He is also going into Ghost now, so even EMP shockwaves are going to be a problem. As in come the Stalkers once again. There's the Force Fields, and the Force Fields are better placed this time around. Guardian Shield preventing or adding a lot of armor. SCV's not able to do a lot here, as the Stalkers, the Marines trying to repair. It looks like both sides are going to engage, but I believe Twilight is going to end up losing everything in this battle. And there is the GG by Twilight. Twilight pushing everything he had into that attack, but unfortunately unable to get through the front door. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.